Dear white people, the minimum requirement of black friends needed to not seem racist has just been raised to 2. Sorry, but your weed man, Tyrone, does not count.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Burton. I'm here to review Justin Simien's Dear White People. In 2014, Justin Simien's critically acclaimed Sundance hit, Dear White People, received accolades as he took home the U.S. Dramatic Special Jury Award for his captivating film debut, where he explores themes of race, privilege, and identity in a way that hadn't been done before. Dear White People made some waves in its controversial title. White audiences were adverse to the film and its Netflix counterpart. But the title is misleading. It's not about white people or protesting racism and racial transgressions. It's about the black identity. It's about how we fit in white spaces and places. This insightful film has no crisis of identity. It knows what it is, even if others don't. Dear White People is a thought-provoking social satire that follows 4 black students as they navigate their identities and what it means to be black at a primarily white institution as racial unrest unfolds across the prestigious campus. At the film's heart, it's about identity versus self, the persona you project versus the person you truly are. What I loved about the film is that everyone is performing in their own little way, in an attempt to navigate their own blackness, preconceived notions of what blackness is supposed to be. At the helm of it all is Sam White, played with poise and a sharp tongue to match by Tessa Thompson. Militant motormouth Sam causes a major stir among her peers in administration at Winchester University, a fictional, prestigious, primarily white institution. With her provocative radio show, Dear White People, she makes keen generalized observations and criticizes her white peers, which make up a large number of her active listeners, on the microaggressions, hypocrisies, cultural appropriations, and blind spots that they subject black people to in their day-to-day lives on campus. So when Sam wins the election as head of household for the only dormitory on campus that has primarily all black and brown students, tensions escalate to a new level. This character-driven college dramedy would be nothing without its captivating cast. Tessa Thompson shines as Sam, the outspoken, know-it-all biracial activist who is forced to become the face of black issues on campus, all while fighting her own hypocrisy. Tyler James plays gay aspiring journalist Lionel, who struggles to connect with both black and white students. Brandon Bell is clean-cut, complacent perfectionist Troy, who struggles to meet his father's, the Dean of Winchester, played by Dennis Haysbert, expectations, while he struggles to become active in making real change on campus. Tiana Paris steals the show as Coco Connors, who has no problem assimilating into Winchester's white culture, as she aspires for reality show fame. The film takes stereotypes such as the outspoken rebel, the golden boy, the white liberal, the awkward outcast, and the vapid popular girl, and surprises us by turning these tropes on its head. Tiana Paris's Coco Connors is no exception. The tension of her underlying battle with her blackness is so interesting and heartbreaking to watch, especially with the sad reality of self-hatred and internalized prejudice within the black community. Her struggle with her identity, as someone who's forced to fit in the mythos of white standards of beauty, was universally felt, but something not quite discussed. We're barely breaking the surface now. The theme of identity and cohabitation in white spaces while black is an ongoing theme within the film, with Sam exploring her identity as a biracial woman and how she fits within black spaces. Most times it ends with her overcompensating and contradicting her own provocative opinions. The black experience is intersectional and multifaceted. Blackness's portrayal in media is confronted and combated by Dear White People's portrayal of blackness in all of its varying physical, cultural, and ideological states of being. But, unfortunately, the film was only able to skim the surface. Simien's directorial debut is a wonderful introduction to his fresh voice, unmatchable wit, and eclectic style. His style is artistic and razor-sharp, much like its snappy dialogue. It showboats its sarcasm, irony, and identity through its visual and commanding style. Some moments were oddly placed, but it doesn't affect the pacing of the film. The film is well paced for the amount of storylines and character arc it struggles to balance. The film had interesting and illuminating relationship dynamics that I wish were thoroughly explored. Each character has a lot of nuance and depth, but there's a lack of room within the film to explore these internal discourses deeper. the film doesn't really balance all of it well, which is why the TV series of the same name on Netflix, now on its 4th season, works better in its favor. Dear White People exist in a heightened reality. In most cases, Black people don't say the provocative things that Sam loudly proclaims. We aren't given the space to. Dear White People complicates conversations about political correctness, free speech, and allows its audience to join and continue the conversation even after the credits roll. Dear White People is cheeky, bold, and charmingly irreverent, but exists within the confines of a limited runtime. The film didn't have time to combat every topic. Sam was the main focus, and we were only allowed a glimpse of what other characters had to offer. But in the end, Simien makes do with a narrow time frame and successfully brings issues of Black authenticity, tokenism, cultural appropriation, and at the heart of it all, identity, to life in a narrative that isn't so black and white. Despite its minor fumbles, Dear White People is an exceptional debut that came at the perfect moment.